We should start in the here and now. When I last interviewed you both at length, it was back in 2000, 2001, and George W. Bush had just become the president. And to some extent, partly because it seemed that he had stolen the election, particularly in Florida, a lot of us were in shock, which leads me to an obvious question. How do you feel now?
Well, where to go as an American, as a world citizen, as a New Yorker, as a person of conscience? Mike, I'll let you take the lead.
Oh, no, I am wearing black for a couple of reasons. No, there are several reasons for what happened, most of them dreadful, and I truly fear for our country for the next 4 years. But maybe it'll be a galvanizing event that makes people realize that inaction can be the cause of great evil. So we'll see if we can get some transformative event to come out of what's happened.
Clearly, it was a protest vote against the establishment, and the other candidate, Hillary Clinton, represented very well the establishment. And so I think rather than people voting for a racist, xenophobic agenda, an intolerant agenda, I think they were just trying to smash the machine. Now, I might have read that on The Guardian.
Sure you did.
The Guardian is my homepage, by the way.
Can someone tweet that, please?
And I hope it remains my homepage. I've had to shuffle through several to get to somewhere where I can get actual information and not just opinion. But we've all been reeling from the news from America, and we've seen it happen in other parts of the world, like here. And we see the ripple effect of that in other parts of the world, like Turkey and Australia and, of course, France. So I don't think anyone's terribly happy about where this is going. I think we need to remain vigilant and get over the grief and get on with it.
Were you shocked?
Yes
only,
and no.
Only because here there was a sense of shock.
Actually, I mean, I campaigned very hard for Bernie Sanders, and I thought he was a good candidate and someone who might have actually elevated the office of president. I was not a giant fan of Hillary Clinton, but clearly between the two, she's accountable. I don't think Donald Trump is particularly accountable.
Mike, you tweeted one of my favorite tweets about what's happened. America just went to the bar, got stinking drunk, and picked the biggest psycho in the room. Because I like subtle tweets, personally. And then you said, "Play Misty for me" just became real. Do you feel differently about the states where you live to any extent because of what happened? Is it like someone putting a whole new set of lenses on the way you look at your home country?
Actually, I try to take the hopeful thing out of it, which was that, as Michael said, a great deal of this was a protest vote. Middle America has just been completely hollowed out by Democrats and Republicans for the last, pick a number, 30, 40 years. And a lot of people had been marginalized and forgotten. And one thing Trump was right about is that Washington is a completely corrupt place, as are most centers of power. But if anything good comes out of this, perhaps there will be some lessening of the completely insular behavior that occurs in Washington. They really don't think about anything outside of their little bubble, and maybe this will cause people to listen to a formerly ignored group of people. There used to be a very large middle class in America, and due to a whole lot of factors, it just doesn't exist anymore. And so the people who had hope and optimism and a reason to think their children would have a better lives than they, all of a sudden don't have any reason to think that. So they voted like this in order to send this message, and hopefully it'll be heard.
Which weirdly was the one intersection between Trump and Sanders. The candidate who wasn't speaking so forcefully to exactly what you've just said was Clinton. And there was a sense that there must be a sense of missed opportunity there, in the sense that what Trump was cynically capitalizing on, Bernie Sanders had been talking about all the way through.
Exactly right. And, I think Bernie Sanders would have made a great president. I wasn't quite as on board with Michael about Bernie because I didn't think he would be very electable. That's what I was afraid of. Of course, it turns out neither was Hillary, so didn't really help.